up, guys? We are here in my kitchen today. We are going to do a live with a lovely lady called Sasha who's going to talk about imposter syndrome. She's going to explain all about what imposter syndrome is and how to deal with it, and and everything around imposter syndrome. I feel like a lot of people struggle with it because a lot of people don't feel like they're qualified to do what they do, or maybe they feel that someone else out there is more qualified than them to do it. So I think it's something that a lot of people struggle with. So Sasha is going to explain a lot more about it. I'm just waiting for her to come online now. But if you have any questions, you can just type them in the chat box at the bottom. Obviously, super welcome. I'm absolutely loving the fact that David and Tony have joined again. You guys are absolute legends, and I cannot tell you how much I appreciate your presence. It's amazing. So yeah, guys, if you've got any questions about imposter syndrome, hopefully Sasha will be on in a second. I know she's ready, but it's her first ever live, so here she is. So just bear with the technology a little bit. And thank you so much, guys, for all joining. It's in the love. Okay, she is joining right now, so get your questions ready for Sasha, all about imposter syndrome. Hello, my love. How are you?
Hello, I'm good. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely, cool. Perfectly.
Awesome. It's
We've
working.
got
Good.
quite a few people on, so we are absolutely ready and
Yes.
so excited for your info
Awesome.
today. So firstly, I would like to say, introduce yourself.
Sure. So hi guys. Okay, so my name is Sasha and I am a mindset, performance, and confidence coach, specifically working with female entrepreneurs, freelancers, creatives, people who have a big vision, but you know, the mindset stuff gets in the way and then you're kind of living someone else's vision. Yeah. So
Exactly.
yeah.
It's so needed.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to talk about imposter syndrome today. Can you explain exactly what is imposter syndrome?
Sure. So speaking of, you know, as you mentioned, this is my first live, y'all. So like imposter
Look at that
syndrome.
technology. Technology is winning today.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. And it's like so what's imposter syndrome? It's when you think you don't belong, you don't know what you're doing, and thus you should just stop and go back to where you were before because that's a safe place. Right? And nobody will judge you, you will never fail, and nobody will know that you had a big dream that you never followed except you. So who wins in this situation? Pretty much no one except
no one. Yes,
no one
exactly.
except your old, you know, safe place where you're like, yeah, that's right. I'm just going to keep living this old life because I like it so much. No. So I'm here, like, and I'm feeling like an imposter talking to you right now. I'm talking to my phone and I'm live and there are like, you know, 5 people watching me right now. And I go, what the hell am I doing? Who am I to talk to you? So that's what imposter syndrome is. Do I know what I'm talking about? Yes. Am I qualified to talk about it? Yes. Have I spoken to hundreds of people about it? Yes. And yet I feel like an imposter. So the question remains, do you always feel like an imposter? This is what we're going to talk about.
It's
And
a great
that's
question.
pretty much the question. Yeah. Yeah.
This is such a great question.
So what's your answer, Helen? Yeah.
Wow. I mean, this is opening up a can of worms. Yeah. I mean, I have never really thought about imposter syndrome as a thing, as in like I've never thought I have it, but I have all the symptoms for it. So I guess I'm one of those people that's never put the name on it. You know, like I never would put the name on it, but I have the symptoms. You know,
it's interesting you said I have symptoms. So what are the symptoms?
Yeah, so I think generally feeling like you're underqualified to do your job is a big one, and I definitely feel that. So I've worked in I've been a personal trainer for 11 years.
Wow.
Worked in gyms, I've worked in studios, I've worked all around the world, I've worked in like 3 different continents, you know, like I've done my time.
Yeah.
I love it as well. Like I have a passion for it. I love it so much. I love coaching. I love coaching so much. Okay, and actually Mohammed was on earlier. I don't know if he's still watching, but he typed best coach ever, and he's one of my students. So hopefully he was talking about me, but he is one of my best students because the amount that guy has progressed is unreal. Like I can't even begin to explain the amount of progression that guy's made, and that makes me as a coach feel insane.
Right.
And so. Yeah. In a coaching sense, I know I can do my job and I know I do it well and I enjoy it. I love it. You know, I have a passion for it, as I said. So from that respect, I'm like, yeah, of course I can coach people. That's what I do. But then you get other people who coach and you see other people and you're like, oh my God, they're so good. I'm not that good. Does anyone know that I'm not as good as them? And it's like, that's where it comes in for me. I'm like, oh, Mohammed, yes. If you feel that way, then I am simply an imposter of being a human being. There you go. Mohammed's awesome, by the way. He's
I almost like knocked over my energy drink there. I'm like, yes, an imposter of being a human being. Like, how crazy is that, right? Yeah. Like, you feel like an imposter for being a human being. Like, but what you just said is like, as soon as you're in the flow of doing your work, right? Do you ever doubt yourself doing your work? No, nor do I. I'm like, you know, like
exactly, right? That's why it's so crazy. Yeah. It's like we know we can do our jobs, but I mean, like I've had people tell me I'm underqualified. I've had people tell me I'm underqualified to be an MMA coach when I've had like 10 professional fights. I've told people I'm underqualified to be a Muay Thai instructor when I've had 10 professional Muay Thai bouts, and I'm like, but this is literally what I do. How am I underqualified for it? Like, and then but then when enough people tell you that you're underqualified, you start to doubt yourself and you start to go, well, maybe I am underqualified. Is there a qualification I can get? No, it doesn't exist. Well, then how can I be underqualified if I'm a personal trainer, a professional fighter, and a coach? How can I be underqualified then? That doesn't make sense. So rational me is like, well, of course I'm qualified. And then you get this like little voice in your head going, no, you're not qualified. Or a real voice that's not in your head that's actually saying it out loud going, yeah, you're not qualified for that. And you're like, oh my God, maybe I'm not. And then you start doubting yourself all over again. And it's this like cycle of doubt.
Yeah. That's it right there. But see, what you just did is like, we always have a choice. Like that happens, right? You have the symptom and caveat, no, it doesn't go away. It never goes away. Actually, the more successful you get, the better you get at what you do, the more it will appear because you'll have more opportunity to step up and do your work, you know, and you'll be more scared. So that imposter syndrome will never go away. Good. So this is what you just said, though. The symptoms are there, but you get to choose. You get to say, hey, you're here to stay. Fine. So I can either make you into a saboteur of my success and ride that with you. Like, yes, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to spend my time thinking about that instead of actually doing my job, you know, or helping someone, right? Like not even doing it, just showing up and supporting someone else instead of thinking about how you're not qualified to do that. Or I could turn you into an ally. So this is what I want to talk about. It's like you can turn that imposter into an ally. They're there to help you because this is what I want. Sorry?
Tell us how. Yeah. How do we do this?
So here's the thing. The imposter syndrome, like it's a syndrome, sure, but the imposter. So guys, if you have the imposter syndrome, it's a good thing. Like if you didn't, I'd be like, you don't really care about what you're doing then. You know, you're not. Because if you don't, like imagine yourself, you're like, whatever, in some math class, for example, and you don't care about math. You know you suck at it, but you don't care. You know?
You don't care that you do. Yeah.
You don't care. And it's like, I'm not that good at it.
It's like, it's kind of like when, you know, so I compete a lot and I always get nervous. Like I'm always, and it doesn't matter how much I do it, I still get nervous and I still put so much pressure on myself. And it's like, and someone said to me before, like, I think it was maybe like 8 years ago or something. Yeah. If you're not nervous, you're not ready. Like you don't care because it's like you have the nerves because you care. And I'm like, and then ever since then I started to embrace it. And I'm like, if I'm not nervous, I don't want to compete. Like that's part of the process, you know?
It's being human. The adrenaline. right?
Yeah,
Like you need that to actually step up and step into the present moment.
exactly.
That's it. So
Yeah.
what do you do with it? This is what you do. You see
Mm.
it as a sign that you fucking care.
Yeah.
And that's a good
And you
thing.
embrace it.
You embrace it. You say, hey, I feel like an imposter. It means I care. And this also means that I have a choice right now. I can play the role of the victim in the story and be like, I'm not good enough, so I'm probably going to fail. And yes, if you decide that, you will on
Yeah.
your own terms, right? You won't fail. Like you'll learn something, but you won't
Yeah,
fail.
but you won't make
Yeah,
it the success that you wanted to make. Kind
exactly.
of.
Because your vision is already, you're not doing it. You're not there, you know? And the other part is, I asked 3 questions and I say this to people. I'm like, I love it. So the 3 questions are this. Did I show up? Did
Always.
I deliver?
Always.
Was I kind? That's it.
Always.
That's it. That means that you're doing your job and you
Yeah.
like, that's it. So basically, if you're doing those 3 things, you're kind to yourself and saying that, you know, that imposter is here. Fine. It means I care. Cool. So I'm going to use that energy and that nervousness that I feel, and I'm going to deliver. And I'm going to over deliver because I love what I do. And I'm going to rock someone's world. And if they're not ready to receive it, that's fine. Someone else will. But
Yeah.
my job is to deliver. It's not to say, you know, me feeling bad about myself is more important than delivering the value that I know I have. Because you literally are deciding, I'm going to rob this person from the experience I'm going to have with them because I care more about my fear.
Yeah. That's
That
insane. It
that's
doesn't make any sense.
none, but it keeps you safe, right? You feel safe doing
Yeah,
that.
of course.
And it's all about you then. So as a coach, you know this, like the whole point of coaching, so I would love it so much, is like it's never about you, and that's where the flow is.
Yeah.
It's like the person's doing the work and you're just there being like, oh my God,
Supporting
you're a
them.
genius, and you're finally seeing it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you can finally see your potential, or
Yes, they see
all
their
of
own
that,
potential.
like,
Exactly. Yeah.
yeah. And
And
it's like I can see it. I've been able to see it all along, but you now you can see it. This is amazing, and I've helped you get there, and that makes me so
exactly.
proud.
Exactly. So imagine, this is what I also want to ask. Imagine that feeling. Imagine someone looking at you and being like, oh my God, like somebody is looking at you right now and being like, I wish I could do what she does or he
Yeah,
does. I
yeah,
like, you make someone in a, you know, I don't want to say that's a bad thing, but somebody feels like an imposter because they're looking at you and
yeah,
being like, oh, you know,
yeah,
so it doesn't go away. And also it means that they care about this and they want to do that. So the question is, if you have somebody in mind or somebody intimidates you, right? You can also turn that into like your biggest superpower, because
positive.
that person,
Yeah,
they have something that you have and you're
yeah,
so scared to embrace it and just let it go and stop making it about yourself, that you're making this into a saboteur, right? And you're like, oh, they're good, they're doing it,
yeah,
I shouldn't, because they've got it.
yeah.
Really? Like there's how many billions of people on the planet? Like
Yeah, it's
they've
like,
got
come on,
everything.
guys, grab a seat. There's enough
Yeah.
room for everyone. Like, it's
They've
all
got
good,
everything,
know?
Selling. You're gonna go serve every person on the planet and like over deliver to every single person. Really? Like you
Yeah,
can't. You're one person. You need
exactly.
help. You know, like you need a tribe of people who are as passionate about you in doing that work. Like you brought me on. We do similar work. We don't do the same thing, you know, but we
Yeah,
just, and we could say, you know, no, Helen's no, because we're doing the same thing. We should just like fight each
yeah.
other. Who's better?
Like,
You know, it's like,
no, there's enough room for everyone. I always say, I really like the flower analogy. So, I actually used this yesterday,
yeah,
with one of my clients,
yes,
which is like, we're all flowers in a meadow.
yeah.
And do you want to be the tallest flower and keep everyone else down, or do you want the whole meadow to grow together? Because ultimately, if the meadow grows together, it looks really beautiful. And if
Yeah.
there's one big flower and all of the others is just like down, like really short grass, it
Yeah.
doesn't even look that good, like no one will even
No.
want to be there. So it's
No.
better if the meadow is all like really thick and luscious and beautiful and there's flowers everywhere. That's what
Exactly.
you want. That's what you need in life. You want to look at that beautiful meadow. You don't want to be just that standalone flower, just like in the wind, just being like, oh, okay, this is awkward,
Yeah, I'm
So
by
it's like
myself, and yeah, and
bringing, yeah,
yes, yeah. So Helen, like a question for you. So since you said you had all these symptoms, you have all the symptoms, but you see, like you don't even think about it, right? And that means that you're not letting that stop you. Or
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's
yeah.
more like I have those thoughts when I get like tired, or
Mm,
if I have a sales call with someone and
yeah.
I feel like it went really badly, I'm like, oh my God, can I not do my job? And it's like, well, no, you're just really crap at sales, but that's not your job. And I am really bad at sales, but
Yeah.
like I'm totally okay with that. Like,
Okay,
maybe,
okay. But see, like that's I don't
but
believe that.
I'm really good at my job. But sales isn't my job. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't care that I'm not good at sales because sales isn't my job. Like,
Right.
that's not my job. My job is client satisfaction, and my job is looking after my clients and coaching my clients and having great conversations with my clients and getting to know them, and like going on a journey with them, and like
Uh-huh.
that's what I love. And I
Uh-huh.
love that, the bond that I get with every client. Like, everyone's different, and they all have their own little intricacies, and it's just amazing, and I love it so much. That's my job, and that's what I love. That's what I'm good at,
But you see what
you
you just
know.
did there, Helen? I have to say this though. Like you just sold really well. Because no, but because
That's
it's not your
ironic.
job. It's not your job, but you're always selling in the sense that you're always serving, with what you're
Yeah,
doing so well, and you don't need to think of it as something separate. Like the right person, they'll be like, yeah, what you just said, please take me on that journey with you.
right.
That's all.
Yeah.
And that one person, you will change their lives. And
Oh yeah, for
well,
sure.
they will change their own lives, but with your guidance. And it's just so, it's like a synergy, right? It's like soulmates coming into each other's lives and being like,
Yes,
yes,
that's exactly what it's like.
that's it, right?
Exactly.
So the imposter syndrome, like that whole thing is, see it as part of your, yes, your soul. It's there to guide you. It shows you care.
Yeah,
It shows you you're
yeah. No,
human,
it's
you
so
know?
true. It's so true.
And the only way to stop it is to stop giving it so much attention. That's
Yeah.
the only thing. Stop
Well, it's
feeding.
like that whole which wolf do you feed, you know?
Which wolf do you feed? And also know that every single person you're looking up to, right, or love, they also feel that way,
Yeah.
and they don't want you to feel that way. So for their sake,
Yeah.
stop giving it so much attention, because no one wins. Like, always
Yeah,
ask,
it's so
does the
true. It's
best
so true.
person win? Like the best person, the best version of me, right? That best person, not the perfect version, but the best version of me. Would they commit to this person like I'm not good enough? No, they'd be like, get over yourself. That's it. And you're like, oh crap. I mean, I
It's so
can,
true,
I
yeah.
just don't want to, because it's uncomfortable. But this is the thing, getting over that idea that you are a victim of your circumstances and you can't get out of your comfort zone. Like, living in that world feels comfortable, and no, you will never be successful, because being successful means being uncomfortable, like
Well,
pretty much
that's
all the
good,
time.
actually. That's a really good point, because lately I've been talking a lot about what is success. What
Mm,
actually is
mm,
success? Like, how do you
mhm.
define success? Because everyone has a
Everyone's
different
their own. Everyone has their own
version of
definition.
success.
Absolutely, absolutely. So this
Um,
is, yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's actually something I've been writing about recently. Is
Mhm.
like, how do you define success? Because something that I think I literally wrote it in like the last 24 hours. Actually, it's like, if you suffer really badly with depression, sometimes success is
Mhm.
getting out of bed in the morning.
Yeah, yeah,
If you suffer with an eating disorder, sometimes just finishing a meal is like,
yeah.
that's massive success.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
it might not, like, to someone that doesn't suffer with an eating disorder, they're like, well, that's not a
Yeah,
big deal. To
yeah.
someone that suffers with an eating disorder, that's a
Mhm.
freaking huge deal.
Yeah, yeah.
And and that's a real big success. And
Mhm.
so it's like, where do you define success? And like, how do you define success? And
Mm.
everyone's success definition is going to be completely different.
Yes,
So
yes, and it
it
changes every day, right?
and it
That's the
changes
thing.
every day.
Yeah.
So I think it's like, getting to the point where you feel comfortable with success, because that's something like I'm working on, because that's
Yep.
something that I've always struggled with, is
Yes.
being
Yes.
comfortable with success,
Oh
because
my
I'm like
God. Yes.
the
All my
classic
clients, that's the
self-saboteur.
thing. That is it. They're like, I don't have this thing because I don't actually think I deserve it.
Mm.
And I'm afraid of what it means to be successful.
Yes. Yes, so
And of
much.
course then, oh yeah, I'm imposter. Yeah, yeah. Then that, oh well, I'm an imposter. I shouldn't even think about this. This is because you're
Yeah.
like, it goes a lot deeper, and we can go into that another
Oh my
time.
God,
But
we could
yeah,
literally talk
that
about this for
idea of
like 3
success is
hours.
so
Yeah.
important. but discomfort, right? Discomfort equals success. And if it's I finished a meal and I usually starve myself, that is a
That's
huge success,
massive.
and it's so uncomfortable. And you
Yeah.
need to celebrate every little success you have every day. You have to stand up and say, I rock this. Like
Yeah.
I'm celebrating myself. I've never done a live before. I'm here. I'm really
Yes.
successful right now. Am I
That is a
comfortable?
success. That's a massive success. You should be celebrating this.
Sorry?
You should be celebrating.
And I am with you. But see, this
Good.
is the thing. You do that by doing. Like, you do
Yeah.
something and you show yourself how strong you are, and you celebrate that. Yeah, I ate, I
Yeah.
said no to something that was bad for me. I let go of
I didn't want to do it, so I said no instead of being a
Yes.
people pleaser and saying yes. That's such a big thing. Actually, there's a guy who focuses on people pleasing. I'll try and get him on at some point. If anyone that's watching is a classic people pleaser, I am one, so I know. Yep. Hi. Yep. Welcome to the world. So if you follow Happy Hole, it's happy_hole. He's like really on the people pleasing. Like, he's so like focused on anti-people pleasing people. So I definitely recommend his account. He's really good. I will get him on at some point as well. So like the classic people pleaser.
Yeah.
So bad. But like, even just saying no to something, like, I actually don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my God, I just said no to someone that asked me to do something I didn't want to do. And it's like, that should not be that difficult. But
it means somebody might not like you, right? And this is what I'm like, this is what I say. Okay, this is what I say is, you being not liked is all about your ego.
Yeah.
It doesn't, that doesn't serve anyone, right? Again, you're saying it's like the saboteur again. It's like, I'm not going to go do this thing because somebody's not going to like me. I'm not going to say yes to an opportunity that I want because I'm afraid of failing. I'm going to say yes to something I don't want to do because, like, I'm afraid that they're not, they're going to like me. Yeah. And then you end up doing something you hate. You resent them.
You're like, why did I say yes to this? I'm such an idiot. Why did I do that?
Yeah.
And then you end up beating yourself up about it because you're like, oh, I should have said no. I wasn't brave enough. And it's like, just grow some balls, man.
Be brave. Be brave. That's the thing. And say yes, right? Also say yes to things that are uncomfortable. Say no to things that also make you feel like you're going to be uncomfortable. If you say no.
I think it's a point of saying, like, of looking at the situation and going, well, not what's in it for me, but like, what can I bring to the table here? If I don't actually want to do this and I'm not going to gain anything from doing it, then why am I doing it? So like, not in a selfish way, but like a positive selfish way. Exactly.
Well, the selfish is great, except we have a connotation that it's about, ego. It's not. Selfish means yourself. Yourself comes first. If you don't, again, it's if you don't take care of you and you're not that best version of you, you're never going to serve as deeply as you can. So you got to say no to things that are bad for you. It's bad for everyone else if you say yes to things that are bad.
Yeah, because you're not in it.
No,
your brain is not in it, and you're not in it, and you're not enjoying yourself, and you're not flourishing.
No,
you're not doing what you should be doing. You're not using the best use of your time. I think that's a big thing.
Exactly. And also, you are doing something that someone else could do, right? That they might actually enjoy, and you're not letting them because you're like, I have to please everyone. So yes. I'll over-deliver all of the places, and I won't actually serve myself, and then everybody will resent me, and I'll burn out. But it's like, it's so hard to see it when you don't have, what you said is really important, when you don't have that vision of what it is that you actually define as success and how you want to feel. You will say yes to a lot of shit that you don't want to do because you're not even questioning, right? It's like, I just want to please, I want to be liked, It's like, but why?
Yeah.
But why? So
I think as well, like, I love like asking why. That's like my favorite.
It's the best,
question.
But why?
Favorite question.
But why?
But I think as well, like, when you're discovering what your purpose is, or like what you're really here for, you're like, well, if I say yes, then I might learn. But then you're like, you say yes, and then you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. Why did I do that? But then you immediately know that it was the wrong decision. So at least you've learned from it. So it's like, you said yes when you didn't want to, but at least you've learned from that situation. And you're probably not going to repeat it, at least not more than like 3 times.
No, but you, hopefully, but as long as you pay attention, right? And that's where it's key. It's key to really pay attention. And you can learn 20 times if you need to, but do you have to? No, you don't. So you really do need to pay attention to how you feel when you do things, and also ask the why. It's like, okay, I don't feel good about this. Why?
Why? Yeah.
That's it. And take a week to figure it out if you need to, instead of committing to 3 weeks of something that you will hate doing because you just didn't ask the questions. Like, is this a pattern? Am I saying yes because I'm afraid of failure and I'm scared somebody won't like me? Or am I saying yes because this is my vision and it makes me uncomfortable and I'm going to do it? And if, like, yeah, like you said, you can't lose. You will either win or you learn, right? Like,
Yeah.
that's it. But
From any situation, for sure.
yeah,
For sure.
but you don't need to learn some things again and again and again. You
Yeah.
know, you could use
It's
your
like,
time.
okay, I've got that lesson now. I really don't need to repeat it 16 times.
No, 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 no. It's this thing where, you know, it's being free, like freedom from all of the things that we're creating to make it so hard for us to exist. Like, freedom from that is free. It's free. But, and I say this to, like, I have shivers thinking about this. It's free, but it's not cheap.
Yes. Yes. So
It's
true.
not cheap. It is not
So
cheap.
true.
It comes at a price, but it's free. You have to, you have it. Just, you have to pay the price of attention, of introspection, of commitment, of trusting yourself, of asking why, of celebrating yourself.
Oh my God, that's, yeah, it's so important. It's so important. So I'm just going to bring it back a little bit because like I feel like we've gone on a journey together,
Yes,
which is amazing, by the way. But I am going to ask, well, okay, not how long have you been doing it, but maybe touch on that. How long have you been doing this? But why did you start is what I'm interested in.
Sure. So I think, and it will answer your question. So officially, like, right, I got certified as a coach 6 years ago. I became a working life coach / now mindset performance, which is all one, you know, thing. But the why of it is, I didn't have a choice. Like, I my whole life have done that with everybody I know in all of my previous iterations of my work. You know, I've always come down to what I love doing the most and where I thrive, and my zone of genius is reminding powerful, beautiful, incredible people just how powerful they are. That's it. And in doing so, I remind myself
that it's so effective.
That's it. Yeah. So I'm just really blessed because I really don't care about any other reasons. It's just like, that's it.
That's what you need. That's all you need.
That's it.
So
and
that's
whatever, and like you, like, so in that, let me kind of kind of recalibrate that with you, Helen. How did you know, and when did you know, and why, that you were meant to coach people?
Oh my God, yeah. I mean, it's the same. Like I've been doing it my whole life. Like when
I was doing it.
I was 13 and I was helping out on my local riding stables, and the instructor was sick and had to leave early, and I was like, can I do it? And they're like, I mean, you're 13, but we'll be here. And I did it, and it was awesome, and I loved it, and I did it again and again and again and again and again, and I took every opportunity I could because I just realized that I freaking love coaching and teaching. And then 20 years later, I'm still doing it. I'm just not teaching people to ride horses anymore, but you know, I could probably still do that.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? The what will change.
No, not at all. But it's the coaching, and you know, being the person that people go to. I've always been the person that people go to, and I like being that person. That's my role. I feel like I'm everyone calls me the mom, you know, I'm the mom of everything.
I was thinking about this morning, right? And I'm just like, I'm such a kid. Like, it's so weird. I'm just like, I'm such a and you too. We're so playful, right? But you're like the mom.
But it's like I'm like, I have this like undying need to mother everyone. Like I can't stop it. Like and I don't dislike it. I like the fact that I mother everyone. It's not a bad thing, but I can't stop it or control it. I have to mother everyone, and I have to check everyone's okay, and I have to, you know, and some people get really frustrated with me. They're like, stop checking in on me. Like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, can't help it. I care too much.
That's it. Right. It's not a choice. It's just not a choice. You just and so like what you said, you were 13 and you like said, I'm gonna do this. Where was that imposter? Like you didn't care enough about the imposter. You cared more about doing that thing,
didn't
right?
exist. Yeah, for sure.
So there's the answer. You have to care so much more about doing that thing that you know you love, and you have to trust that it matters more than pleasing the imposter.
Yeah, it's so true.
That's
so
all it
true.
is.
100%.
It has to matter more. And it's not, again, the other person matters more, right? You are, so I am.
Yeah.
Had you said no to that at 13, we wouldn't have this conversation today. We wouldn't be here. Like what a shitty situation would have been without you, like creating this platform and serving so many people. And if you were like, nah, not good enough.
It's crazy. It's crazy like where each opportunity takes you as well, because it's like, you know, going from just being a person in a friendship group that people turn to actually coaching for a living and making it your entire life. It's like just even that journey, like take away the context, but even just that journey is insane, you know?
Yeah. It's kind of insane when you think about it. It's like, really? Like, I've always done this thing and now I can do it in a way that makes me feel like it was all for this, you know, all of the things were for this. So again, everything that's happening is happening for you. Yeah. Use it. Use it. Use it. Use the imposter. He or she, they're happening for you, you know? Right. Like, I'm stronger. And like you said, I care so much more.
Yeah. And that's the sort of thing you just cannot switch off because it's just the person that you are, you know?
Oh my God. Just be so you. There's, like I said to somebody the other day, it's like, there's basically be the you to the point of no return. Like, like
exactly.
I can't, like, this is, you know, like the only way is that way. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going. You know?
But I'm not going back. This is it.
Exactly.
Okay. So, you offer an online program?
Yes. Yeah.
Tell me about that.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So I offer, and like, it's a one-on-one, you know, very high touch program that is specifically for female entrepreneurs, and it is focused on mindset, but also what I excel at is performance. So, you know, people that are doing all of the things and feeling like a hamster in their wheel and are going after many goals that are not their own. You know, and they're like, why? I don't know. I don't have time to think about the why. We create a strategy, we work on everything, right? But specifically it's performance optimization, your daily habits, your mindset, and your confidence so that you can create a business that is aligned with your life and is also, you know, fueling you as a woman. Also, this is the most important thing. Like, you have to feel good and you have to feel inspired to be strong enough to stand up to the imposter and care about your why. I can talk about the why all day long, but if you don't take care of yourself, you won't have the strength to stand up to it. You will fall back into that trap. So that's, you know, so that's how I work. And it's very intimate, but it's very playful, and it's intense because I'm very intense. But I like to be their life.
I think courses have to be like quite intense as well. Like my course is pretty intense. Like, I'm actually just taking it from a 7-day-a-week course to a 6-day-a-week course because I think it was too much a little bit. And I think people need a day to just kind of absorb and like just go, oh my God, what just happened? The last 6 days have been insane. You know, so I think, you know, it's a good idea to just give people that day. But having said that, not that I wouldn't be there as a support network, because I think that's the most important thing, is the support network, and the accountability for me is like where I see the biggest results. Like the actual like program is, in a way, it's irrelevant. In a way, it's not that it is. You know, it's like
a guidepost, right? It's like a guidance. Like, okay, we're gonna go here. It's
a plan, but it's not like the be all and end all. Like, that could change, and it wouldn't be terrible, but the support network is, and the accountability, that cannot change. That's the bit where you get the results. And I think I am very, like, when I speak to new clients, I kind of always have to find out if they have a support network. So if they have a partner at home, if they have kids to look after, etc., because that is going to be their basic support network for their life. Especially at the moment when we don't really have the opportunity to go out and you know, see so many people in real life. It's like, oh, I'll just Zoom you, and I'll just Zoom you as well. And I've been on Zoom for 6 hours today, so I guess I'll just do another Zoom session. And it's like, okay, well, okay, the people you're going to see in actual real life are your close family. So they are a support network. So they need to be supportive of you. And if they're not supportive of you, that's going to fuck your progress up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's a very good point. It's your team. You know, you really do need to be very careful with everything that you're doing and the people around you. And this is the thing, anything you do for you cannot be bad for someone else.
Yes.
Right? But you need to communicate that very clear to yourself first. You have to sell yourself and how important it is to invest in yourself and commit to doing the work, so that then you can explain to the people around you that they might not even like it because you're going to change.
I need this.
Right?
Yeah.
But they're going to get you to the point of no return. The you that they need is going to be there. Yeah. So, you know, that's everybody wins, but it's going to be, yes, uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable.
So uncomfortable. So uncomfortable.
Yes.
But like change is uncomfortable. Change itself, any change that you make in your life is going to be uncomfortable, because otherwise you're not going to change. You can't progress without change.
Well, we know this. Going to the gym, right? You never, speaking of the imposter syndrome, if you've never been and you go, you're just like, oh my God, I'm like, what's that, you know?
Yeah, like what the hell is going on here?
And who am I? And I don't belong in it. And it takes what? A month or two, and then you're like, whoa. But you have to commit to that. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be uncomfortable. I'm going to need guidance and coaching. I'm going to need accountability. I'm going to need everybody to be on my side. And I'm going to stand up for myself.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. So your work, that's what you do. You help people actually stay on track with standing up for themselves. That's what I do too. And like, I need to be in your life. Yeah. I need to remind you that you need to get up and be you for you, you know, otherwise.
Yeah. And exactly. And in this way, be a little bit selfish, you know, like, you know, you have to do, you can't pour from an empty cup. You have to do things for yourself.
No. That's the thing. So I say a lot selfish. Just redefine what selfish means. Let's break what it meant to you and let's create something positive about being selfish. Taking care of your higher self. Yes, it's going to sound woo-woo. I do some woo-woo, so, you know, bear with me. But yeah, it's your higher self, the best version of you. They need to be taken care of. It's, you know what? The question is this. If you have a child and you love them, what do you want for them? How would you take care of them? Now look at yourself. How are you taking care of that?
Yeah.
That's, you know, the love that you have for someone. Are you giving that to you? Because you can only love someone as much as you love yourself. You might think otherwise, but no. So
100%.
That's why.
I mean, like, I always use this. I always say to people, like, treat yourself like you would your best friend, because you want everything good for your best friend, right? It's your best friend. You want everything good for them. You literally care so much for them, like often more than you care for yourself. So why are you not treating yourself like your best friend? You know, because it doesn't make any sense.
No, because we're taught not to. Because that's selfish and bad, right? And
and that's ingrained from you at such an early age that you just believe it from like school or before school, like preschool, like whatever. I don't know.
Our mothers do it, you know. And this is the thing. There are two things that really important. You can like yourself, and you might not love yourself. So be very clear on which one you are, because liking yourself is like, again, I want somebody to like me, you know. No, loving yourself does not mean I'm gonna just, you know, pet my own head and be like, no, it's making uncomfortable decisions and, you know, growing and committing to yourself, and that's love. And also, this is like, it's key. This is the thing, again, nothing you do for you that's for your good can be bad for someone else. Really, it can't. Just by definition. So you must commit to taking care of yourself, because it will in turn take care of everyone else. So we cannot be selfish in the sense of like, you can only support others as deeply as you support yourself, you know? So I'm boggled by the fact that people think that being selfish is bad, because that's what we're taught. And this is, again, a decision we have to make. You've been taught something. How has it been working out?
Yeah, not great, probably.
Right? So just make a decision. Is it working out? No. Do you want to do something about it?
Do something about it. Yeah.
That's it.
If you don't like it, change it. We live in a society now where we're capable of change, you know?
Yes. Oh, and it just reminded me of something. Helen,
yeah.
I had this thought. Here's the thing. Okay, the last thing I'm going to say, and it's the most important thing, is this. It is not your fault. It is not your fault. Really. Mm-hmm. But it is your responsibility. It is your responsibility to do something about it.
Yeah.
That's it.
100%. I love that.
I
love that. It's not your fault, but it's your responsibility to do something about it. That's the quote of the session today.
Yes. Yeah.
100%. So because I know there's still 5 people watching, which is awesome, because that like never happens. People usually switch off halfway through. So thank you guys for carrying on watching. I really appreciate it. How can, because a lot of people watch again. So I would save it and people watch again. So if you're watching live, or if you're watching again, repeat the watch. I don't know.
Replay. If you're watching the replay, Helen.
Yeah, that'll do. How can people get in contact with you? That's what I want to know. How can people get in contact with you?
Yeah, so you can go to my handle, or you can find me. I'm actually quite active on LinkedIn, if anyone is. I know you too, Helen. Yeah.
I love a bit of LinkedIn.
Yeah, a little bit of everything. I'm also on TikTok. I love TikTok, and I post daily motivational videos there, so you can find me. It's always my name, so Sasha Lipskaia, same picture, and my website, sashalipskaia.com. Find me, DM me, ask anything. I'm here for you. And also, this is the thing, Helen, and I think you'll join me in this. I believe in you. Like, I believe in you. I really believe in you. You have the responsibility to do that to yourself now. That's it.
That's exactly it. Like, literally, I cannot say any of this better than you. Like, it's incredible. You've said everything I believe.
I believe you. I believe you. And I want to say, like, Helen, like, again, we've never even spoken, right, live.
Never. But like, that's insane, by the way, because we literally have connected really, really recently and have a somehow mind type connection. I don't know what it's called. Some sort of synergy going on here.
Synergy, that's the word. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty damn cool. I'm not going to lie.
That's pretty cool. So again, to remind everyone, imposter syndrome, how can you use it? If you feel like an imposter and that person is like imposing the imposter, reach out to them, collaborate with them, ask them for guidance. People love to help.
Yes.
You know, so instead of turning them into like, they're making me, or this person or that, write to them, say, you're amazing, I'm so inspired. You will immediately transform how you feel about yourself, and you'll be like, I'm a superhero. I just got over that imposter and I did something uncomfortable and I made somebody feel good. Holy fuck. Like,
and that's the best feeling ever, because making other people feel good, isn't that like, that's why you coach? I mean, no, let me be honest. I mean, we know this. They cry sometimes though. Like, it doesn't always go as like, they're not going to like you. Like, my clients don't always like me. I don't care. No, same.
You know,
100%.
But they feel really good at the end.
My clients tend to swear at me a lot.
Oh, yeah. Because it's uncomfortable. Nobody likes to be uncomfortable. Really?
I encourage it, actually. I'm like, swear at me as much as you want. I will make you work harder.
Oh my God.
That's okay. You can swear all you like at me.
Okay, next time.
You will appreciate me.
Next time we're going to do a live coaching session. I actually want
you to do
this to me.
We should definitely do that.
Please.
That'll be so much fun.
I want to take you on, like, you'll do this and I'll be like, yes, I know I preach all this stuff, but somebody stop it.
It's like, why are you making me do this? This is horrible.
I don't want to play this game anymore. No, this is awesome. Thank you so much for having me on. I know we went.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah, everybody, thank you for joining us. And
thanks so much for watching, guys.
Yeah. Do you have any other like words of wisdom to leave us with, and like your own program? Like what? Because you're doing something right now really exciting, aren't you? Aren't you starting a challenge, or isn't there?
Yeah. I mean, there's every day's a challenge, you know. No, I actually had a free course last week. So my next one is not till August. Okay. So we have free course every month.
Yeah.
First full week of every month is my free course. So yeah, I mean, you can have a look on my website, and anyone can have a look. I encourage you to look on my website, which is hhhselfdefense.com.
Yes.
And I'm actually in the process of making it look extra pretty. I've been doing that for the last 48 hours. It's been some solid hard work, but it's been a lot of fun. It looks beautiful now. I'm not going to lie to you. My website looks amazing. I'm going to
go look at it now. Everybody has to go look at it now.
Yeah, okay, do it. It looks so good.
Yes, and then we'll have to go comment and tell you how beautiful it is. Everybody have to DM Helen and be like, "You did a good job. Stop it. Stop working. Beautiful. Get over it and go for a walk." It's perfect. Stop.
Yeah, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, it is pretty good, isn't it?
You're like, yeah, your website's so good. I'm like, yeah, I know. I made it myself.
That's how you get over imposter syndrome. You just produce something beautiful and then you put it out in the world, you know?
Yeah.
That's what you do. You do. You do. You do.
Hell yeah.
Do the damn
thing. Man, thank you so much for coming on though. Like, I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, I encourage everyone to reach out to you. I will tag you in the comments so everyone can reach out to you super easy. And thank you so much. And hopefully we will speak again very, very soon.
Yes, thank you everyone. Be brave.
Bye.
Bye.